is only 20 Rand.
All right, last year, the SABC, together with the Nelson Mandela Hospital Trust, held a telethon. This was in an effort to raise funds for the state-of-the-art Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital, currently under construction in Johannesburg. The 200-bed facility, providing world-class paediatric care to Southern Africa's children, is scheduled to open later on this year. Now we're joined in studio by the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital Trust CEO Sibongile Mkhabela and the SABC Foundation CEO Iris Francis. Ladies, it's so good to have you. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, the last time I welcomed both of you to Morning Live was when we held that telethon.
Yes.
And we held this telethon on the exact same day that Mandela passed away, which was the biggest coincidence. And I mean, it shocked me more than anything. I'm sure you felt the same.
It was shocking and affirming. You know, affirming, especially when I was just having conversations with family who were saying at the time when we were on live, they were realizing that there was trouble.
Yeah.
But they also realized that his legacies were fine.
Wow.
So I think we managed to hold the country. We didn't even know at that time that we were going to hold the country together in that moment and give hope for what's going to happen going forward.
Yeah. I mean, that has to be one of the most positive messages because, as you say, the family were watching Morning Live, they were watching this telethon, and at the same time, they were watching the beloved father of the nation slipping on that day. So, I mean, this is just absolutely, it's breathtaking when you know what South Africans did on that day. What did we do, Iris?
It was amazing, and I think what was so extraordinary was that we had tried to get that telethon going on Morning Live for a couple of times, and we had actually postponed it 3 times. And on the 4th try, it happened to be on the day that Mandela passed. So it was very special. And I mean, over 20,000 South Africans pledged that day, over 20,000, and we raised over 6 million Rand in pledges within that telethon. So I think that it speaks volumes about who he was and the man that he was.
That's
volumes.
absolutely amazing. Well done, South Africa. I mean, 20,000 SMSs, 6 million Rand raised.
Over 6 million.
Over 6 million Rand raised from the generosity of South Africans. Is that taking into account what the corporates were pledging, or was that just South Africans?
Both. So what we raised on the day was just over 6 million. So the corporates and the pledges that came in through our telephone
That's
lines.
amazing.
But for 20,000 people to
put that much
SMS,
together,
yeah,
I mean,
it's
that's
just
a lot.
amazing. Yeah.
How has that helped you?
It helped us a lot. And I must just say thank you to all South Africans. And I think the children of this country will thank South Africans at one point or another. But I must say on behalf of our children, thanks to South Africa. Not only did we raise the money we raised huge awareness, both locally and abroad. People got interested in the Children's Hospital initiative. As it is, earlier last week, we're sitting at 350 million.
Yeah.
We're sitting, as of today, we're sitting at 450 million.
Oh, wow.
We said we'll break ground once we are halfway there. And we indeed are halfway, 750, because the total is 750. So we're ready to break ground. We're ready to make this happen. It's exciting. It's scary, but it's also very exciting.
Yeah.
That we're not walking this walk alone, that we'll walk it with all South Africans. And of course, we'll also walk it with Madiba's family.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what's important, is you have the support of the whole family behind you, no doubt.
We have to have that.
Yeah.
And it's important to have it, even though we are an independent charity, but it's important because this is their father's legacy. And this is something he cared so much about, that every day I feel inspired, just every day waking up and making sure that we make this possible for the children of this continent.
How is the SABC going to continue to help? Because, I mean, this is not, obviously the telethon wasn't a once-off. It's something, obviously, that we are going to continue to do. Iris, talk us through this. How's the foundation going to help?
I think that's our role, is to ensure that South Africans are aware of the hospital and how they can pledge, SMS child to 4555. And our role as the foundation is to continue to give publicity to the fundraising. I also think it's important for South Africans to remember that this was his dream. This was Madiba's dream. He's the one that pulled everyone together, all the trustees, and said, let's make this happen. And he never really asked for much in his lifetime for himself. No. He only ever asked for other people. And children were so close to his heart. So for South Africans to come on board and be behind this and know that they can be part of doing something extraordinary for him is a real blessing.
Yeah. You know, I'm reading such a beautiful article from an international newspaper, and it's saying, and I love the headline, "A concrete way to remember and honor Nelson Mandela."
Wow.
Obviously, it's an article that you have contributed to. But isn't that an amazing way of saying it? I mean, that's the concrete way to remember him and what he believed in, the children of the country.
If we all understood what the Children's Hospital is about, you know, so people don't just see a hospital where sick people go, but it's a way of saying, how do we treat our children differently? Remember Mr. Nelson Mandela, when he first came out of prison, and his first job was being president of the country, and for that he dedicated a third of his salary to the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund for the duration of his presidency. And that's very important for us to remember. And towards the end of his life, he still felt he needed to make a huge contribution, and he made this contribution. But he says something very important. He says that a children's hospital will be a show that African leaders would put the rights of children first. And this children's hospital is about the children. It's about knowledge building. It's about Africa taking its place in this world. And you've heard the minister talk about the challenges we have with regards to our medicines. And this is part of leadership in terms of our taking control of our own situation and of our own knowledge, especially in as far as diseases that are specific to sub-Saharan Africa and the continent are concerned. So this is more than a hospital. This is a place for us to take a stand in the world and take it in defense of the most defenseless, our children.
All right, let's leave it there. Thank you for joining us, and good luck going forward. We'll follow you very closely this year. You know we will. Iris Francis from the SABC Foundation and the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital Trust CEO, Sibongile Mkhabela, thank you very much for being with us and our guests here on Morning Live. And thank you, South Africans, for being so generous over that telethon and, of course, going forward as well. Let's take a break. We'll see you.